Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. I hope you're all doing well. Champions League's back. Sorry I didn't do last night, but I'm sort of glad I didn't because I hate Man City. No, I was out in Manchester last night actually. Had a good time. It was good fun, and it was my own fault because I'd double booked. I thought there was no football on last night when I'd booked it, and then it was, and I was like, it's Man City against Sevilla, and Chelsea were playing at 5:45. So I was like, well, I wouldn't do a watch along for that. So basically, it's go out in Manchester or do a watch along for Sevilla against Man City. And I thought, you know what, I'm going out in Manchester. I'm going out in Manchester. So yeah, that's all it's all. That was all it was all about, man. That's all it's all about. So tonight I am doing a watch along for Liverpool's trip to Napoli. Spurs home game against Marseille, and also a firm eye on other games that are going on as well. So I hope you're all doing well. Make sure you smash a like. It's been a busy day on That's Football. We've reacted to Tuchel being sacked. We've reacted to Graham Potter most likely being Chelsea's new manager. And I'm sure we'll be talking about that a little bit tonight as well. But hopefully you're all doing well because I'm very up for this. Do you think Sunderland will get promoted? Says Kyle. Don't care. No, I don't know. So therefore, by virtue of that, I probably don't care as well. So yes. Anyway, I'm live. Join in the chat. I'm saying that to you lot as well. But I'm also writing and typing on Twitter to put my Twitter link out. Yes, I will be live for the Europa League tomorrow. Give me some banter. Blah blah blah. Thursday nights, great. Thursday night football and the United stands back. I've done more Thursday night streams than I've probably done Champions League streams with United over the last few years. Yeah, thanks everyone who's getting involved. So we've got Liverpool against Napoli first as our main game. I might change that. But we're going to go through the team news. As you can see, that's our stats carousel, which I don't really care about. That's not what I want to work. I want to go through the teams. So there we go. That's the Napoli team, which is almost invisible, which is great. And we'll go through those teams now. Let me just get the things on the go here. I'm actually quite interested to see the Spurs team actually. But let me just go through the teams. Technology bridge. So let's start off with Napoli versus Liverpool. Mere, De Lorenzo, Ramanani, Kim, Oliveira, Nguisi, Lapotka, Palatino, Zielinski, Varsciello, and Osimhen. Osimhen's the man to watch in the Napoli team. Really looking forward to watching him. Lozano is on the bench for Napoli as well. And then Liverpool have gone with Alisson, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Elliott, Fabinho and Milner, Salah, Firmino and Diaz. So the guy who scored a lot of goals in the Champions League last year for Benfica and cost Liverpool a lot of money based on those goals this season is on the bench, and his name is Nunez. So I'm surprised by that because I really thought that they might want to pick him. But look, just in relation to Napoli, can I just say this? After 5 games, they've not lost any games in Serie A, and they're currently second behind Atalanta with 11 points. So watch out for Napoli. They might be a tricky customer in Naples. Spurs team, if you're interested, Lloris, Romero, Dyer, Longley, Emerson Royale, Højbjerg, Bentancur, Perisic, Richarlison, Son and Kane. He's benched Kulusevski again, which is amazing, but he's gone with a very strong team again. I'm quite surprised that Tuchel had... Sorry, not Tuchel. Sorry, Tuchel. I'm quite surprised that Conte's gone with such a strong team again, considering Tottenham are playing Man City at 5:30 on Saturday. I thought he might have made a few changes, but he's gone particularly strong with his team. So, yes, that's what he's decided to do. There we go. And somebody said, can you just do the Inter Milan Bayern Munich? We will keep an eye on it, Inter Milan against Bayern Munich, but I think Bayern might dispatch them quite comfortably. between you and me, but we will see what happens. So we've got the stats carousel going around there. They've got the teams, obviously, as you can see. Any yellow cards or goals will appear on the player. If they're subbed on and off, you'll see arrows. And obviously the stats will be running round in real time with that. Hope you enjoy Thursday night, says Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. Really appreciate that. And Napoli number 7 is ridiculously good, says Mikias. So if you want to believe him, then you can do. But Napoli are doing very well in Serie A at the moment. Like I say, they're second in Serie A, undefeated, and doing pretty well. I like Osman. There he is, number 9. Keep an eye out for him. I think he will be playing in the Premier League or at Real Madrid or Barcelona soon. But the number 7 for Napoli is Almaz, and he's on the bench. So I don't know whether you're referring to him or not. But yeah. I've had another super chat in. Would you had rather United went for Richarlison in June instead of getting Anthony? Says Mohammed. It's a bit of a weird hypothetical there, but I would have preferred to go for Anthony over Richarlison. Right, let me get back there. Sorry, number 77 they're talking about. Mark, keep an eye out for Napoli left winger. I can't pronounce his bloody name. He's a future superstar, but his name is Kvaratskhelia. Oh, God, I mean, God. I thought Kulusevski was a difficult name to figure out. This one's a bloody nightmare. Chikva Kvaratskhelia. He's Georgian and he's 21 and he's number 77. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. Kvaratskhelia is apparently how you do it. Kvaratskhelia. I don't know. Anyway, we're about to start here. I'm just about to start the timer. Kvaratskhelia. That's what I'm going to call him. Number 77 for Napoli. Right, we're off. There we go. Number 77. Should we just call him number 77? Kvaratskhelia. There we go. They don't make it easy, do they? I mean, look, diversity of names is fantastic, but if they're, Jones would have been better, as long as it's not Phil. Okay. Let me get that there. Hope Spurs lose 8-0 and finish bottom of the group so their fans stop taking all the parking spots near where I live, says Salim. And hi Mark, what's the best email to contact you? I sent an email a few days ago and again just now to the one on your channel. And they've just hit the post, Napoli. That's from Oliver Smith. That's football media, I think it is, at gmail.com. I don't read the emails, so I have somebody to do that. So gone are the days where I do stuff like that or run the Twitter. But Osman got round Alisson here. The angle's really acute. And he just hits the post. I mean, to be honest, might have done a little bit better there. But Napoli have started off quite quick. And obviously a decent team, Napoli. Is that rain or frost on the pitch? I mean, I know it's, we're heading towards autumn now. But it seems a little bit of a weird surface. What are them white bits? Or is it just Paul Merson's been on? I don't know what that's all about. Hi Mark, thank you very much for that. Ajax replaced the manager and most of their squad. They still play dominating, beautiful football. They took United to the cleaners with Anthony and Martinez, says Anthony Johnston. Thank you very much. Tough game tonight. It's an early frost, says Ebenezer. Yeah, maybe it's a bit cold Napoli then, or Naples as they like to call it. So got Spurs, Marseille on here, got Napoli, Liverpool on here. Eric Bay starting for Marseille tonight. Yep. Nice to keep an eye on him as well. He'll be looking to perform. It's a bit of mist, says Sean. What have you missed? Tavares masterclass inbound. Best left back in North London, says IDK. What's for dinner tonight, Mark, says Soccer. You do realise it's 8 p.m. in the UK. There's dinner time's long gone. I had a curry. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, on the road to 760k. Appreciate that. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't know what I've just hit on my phone there, but Napoli have started off very well here. Very confident start by Napoli, and I'm very interested to see how Napoli do tonight and how Inter Milan do against Bayern Munich. Tell you what, I was driving back from Manchester late last night in my car. The M6 was empty. There was nobody on the M6. 4 lanes of traffic. Absolutely nobody on it. And, well, there was, the M6 is quite a busy motorway in the UK. And I was driving back. It's about 11 o'clock last night. And on Total 90s, guess what came on? Live Forever by Oasis. And that was me. Maybe I don't really want to know how you got in Napoli. Ooh, just wide and deflected wide. And Liverpool have started off badly here. Well, I don't know if it's fair to say Liverpool have started off badly, but Napoli have certainly started off the better side. And, for an Italian team, they're actually quite fast and high tempo. No, this is one for you. I actually hit Milner on the hand, that shot. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. I was going to say, it looked like, I only saw it then. It is a penalty. Penalty Napoli. Oh, now then. This makes this game very interesting because it's definitely a penalty. Hits him right on the hand. I mean, I say it's definitely a penalty. I'm not saying it's definitely a penalty, but it does hit his hand and it does go wide because of that. So Napoli have a chance to go 1-0 here. Thep says it was definitely a penalty. So Liverpool could be in trouble in the first 5 minutes here. Up he steps. Champions League's back. And he takes it. And he scores it. And it's 1-0 to Napoli. What a start we've got here. Good stuff. Well, Liverpool's season is not getting any easier, is it? And Napoli are certainly here to give them a game. And they've started off with fantastic tempo. 100% of penalties, says Tumbleweed. They've started off with fantastic tempo. And they're 1-0 up from a penalty. Took it well, sent Alisson the wrong way. Little bit unlucky how it hit Milner on the hand, but it did hit him on the hand and it probably stopped it going in. So, or certainly going in target. So 1-0 to Napoli here from a penalty. And Liverpool trailing. And there you can see the goal scorer. He's got the goal on his shoulder, number 20. That means he scored a goal. What a start by Napoli, says Zoe Evans. And Liverpool have not started off very well at all here. What's going on with Liverpool? Burnout, maybe. I don't know. Zielinski scored the goal, number 20. Liverpool losing 1-0. But they've got a chance here with Diaz into the box. And that'll go for a corner. So, nice to get a goal early on. And it's Napoli who have it. But I was going to tell you a story. I was driving back down the M6 last night. Four lanes on the motorway, yeah? I'm in the fast lane. That's me. Fast lane, Goldbridge. Live life in the fast lane. No, don't live life in the fast lane. Live it in the middle lane. Steady. Amount of times, middle lane. If ever there's like queues in traffic, go in the middle lane. It always moves quicker than the slow and the fast lane. Someone explained that to me. I don't know why, but it does. I was coming back from Devon a few weeks ago, and there was loads of traffic, and the middle lane was moving a lot quicker. Because I'm the sort of guy that uses a marker, and if you see like a red Porsche in the fast lane, and you go in the middle lane, it's not long till it's in your wing mirror. As you're, oh, they're on the edge of the box. Napoli there. But anyway, four lanes of traffic, and I'm in the fast lane, and a lorry. Explain this to me. Slow lane, 2 middle lanes, and fast lane. I'm in the fast lane. There's no other cars on the road, and lorry has put itself into the second lane, and then another lorry's overtaken it in the third lane, and they're completely ignoring the slow lane. I'm like, what are you doing? All Germans in the Premier League set to be cleaned out, says Mr. Laz. Don't know what that means. Oh, clock for the chop, maybe. That's what Paul says. But Napoli have started off very well here, and you know, if you wandered back to last season with Liverpool, you'd probably say, you know, it's a goal against the run of play. But Napoli are the better team at the moment, and Liverpool just don't look convincing. But here's Firmino on the edge of the box. Does well. Gets it to Milner. Harvey Elliott. Cross. Salah can't keep it in. Hi Mark, hope you're well. Have you seen there's an animated YouTube channel called 44Toons, and you made a few appearances on the Man United versus Arsenal video? I have seen it, Jack. I ended up tweeting it. It's very funny. I know 44Toons, they're very good. Don't sleep on the Serie A, says Ivan. I'd love to not sleep on Serie A. I love Italian football. I've loved it since I was a small child. Italia 90 is the first World Cup I really remember. I used to come home from primary school to watch it. Roger Milla and Toto Scalacci. It was a fantastic World Cup. Actually, it was probably quite a boring World Cup, but I loved it. And yeah, Gazza went to play for Lazio. David Platt was playing what felt like he played for everybody. Barry, Juventus. I think he was at Sampdoria as well. How many clubs did David Platt play for in Italy? But definitely 3. Anyway, yeah, used to watch it on a Sunday. Highlights on a Saturday. Italian football. But, oh, that's late. That's very late by Milner. And he will get a yellow card. He might have got a bit of the ball, but it was a tough tackle by Milner. He was giving a penalty away and might need to be careful about giving a red card away here. Yeah, it was. Oh, that's a definite handball by Milner as well. His hands right out. Oliveira got injured by, or got fouled there by Milner. But they've started off very well here, Napoli. They started off very well. Liverpool need to get themselves going in the first 10 minutes. Still 0-0 between Spurs and Marseille, by the way. Spurs fans will be hoping to see a more expansive Spurs side today. They've been a little bit criticised, Spurs, haven't they, in relation to their approach to games recently. Liverpool are in the bin, says Marcus. Milner cannot be a starter, says Itzen. Look, I've seen Liverpool quite a lot this season. Obviously, they played my team United, but I watched them play Fulham. I've watched them play Palace. Salah, good block. Watched the Everton game. I've probably watched nearly every Liverpool game, haven't we, through watch-alongs. But they're just not the same. There's a vulnerability to Liverpool. The fear factor's disappearing at the moment. And they can get it back because it's predominantly the same players, but the fear factor's gone. I think they're missing Thiago and Henderson in the midfield, but I said this, obviously not a Liverpool fan. I think a lot of Liverpool fans said it as well. I don't know why they didn't go and buy a top quality midfielder in the summer. You know, obviously Frankie de Jong didn't want to leave Barcelona, but Liverpool weren't even in it. I think Liverpool needed to be in the equation for buying a top class midfielder. The same as Chelsea, really. But losing 1-0 here, Liverpool, and deservedly so. Napoli have started off fantastically well. A very vibrant and athletic and fast front three that Napoli have got. And that's not necessarily normally the Italian way. So, the Serie A way. I'd love to get back to a situation where a Serie A team could win the Champions League, but it's been too long. There's a quiz question for you. Who was the last Italian team to win the Champions League? AC Milan against Liverpool, was it? 2007? It's a good question. It's a good question that I don't know the answer to. But I will have the answer. I'm about to have the answer for you very, very soon. So, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Chelsea. No. I was right about Milan winning it in 2007. And I was right about Milan being the last winner. But it was Inter Milan in 2010 with Jose Mourinho. I'm not surprised I didn't remember that. There's been 3 Italian winners in the last... You know what? I'm surprised. I'm sure Juventus won the Champions League in my life. Yes, they did. 96. 96. Napoli on the attack again. Cross comes in. Ooh, headed away by Van Dijk. Liverpool are struggling a bit here. Well intercepted by Trent. Yeah, into 2010. Well done if you got that. It's always a good question when you get it wrong with a more, AC Milan 2007. Eyes on Bay. Hope his value goes up as he seems to be playing well, says Chance. And Mark, on Liverpool's current form, do you see them dropping to the Europa? Says Jack Fraser. And it's been a really weird start to the season. I bet the bookies are making a killing. Glazers out, says Little. I don't see Liverpool not getting out of their group because I think Liverpool will be good enough to beat Ajax. But it makes it an interesting group if Liverpool don't get results. Obviously. Liverpool with the corner there, headed away. We've only had 15 minutes here, and Napoli have started off very fast. So, it could be time. Jack, do I think Osimhen will go somewhere? I do. He's going to cost a lot of money. He's actually been a very good signing for Napoli, and they spent a lot of money on him. I think they paid 70 million for him, didn't they? So if he's going to leave, they're going to want over 100. Jack says, who do you think of the World Cup dark horses? Denmark. Osimhen should be our focus next summer. He is the best available attacking option for us, says Amma. It's a nice ball into Osimhen, and he's away from Van Dijk. And he wants a penalty there, Osimhen. He's down injured. I don't think he's going to get one. He's still down injured. And now the referee stops the play. I think he might have just been caught by Van Dijk in the coming together in the box. I don't think there's a potential penalty check. VAR. Oh, he's going to have a look as well. Could be another penalty here. It's a penalty. Another penalty. Wow. It's all going wrong for Liverpool at the moment. Klopp's not happy. Well, I think normally if you get asked to come and have a look at the screen, it means you might want to give a penalty here. So Osimhen's gone down injured. Oh, I don't think that's a penalty. Well, all I'm looking at here is a tread on the foot. Oh, it will be a penalty here. I think it is a penalty because he knocks it past him and he gets trodden on. And he might, I think it's a penalty. I think he would have been in. Van Dijk gets skilled. Yeah, he's going to give it. It's going to be a penalty. Penalty! It's another one. It's not 2-0 yet, but it's a second penalty in the first 15 minutes here. Osman sends Van Dijk back to Southampton to win the penalty, and he wants to take it himself this time. Van Dijk's been booked. They're having a bloody nightmare. They're having a nightmare here. This is Serie A's year, says Luke. I'd love to see Serie A get back in amongst it, and hopefully Inter Milan can get a result tonight against Bayern Munich. But Van Dijk is bringing his injury form here. He's bloody terrible this season, isn't he? But it's a penalty all day long, says Sarr. The funny thing is, both of them are penalties. Fair play to the officials. And Alisson needs to make a save here to keep them involved. Because if this goes in, it's a long way back for Liverpool. I'm not just talking about the journey from Italy. And he saved it! Or has he? Oh, and the follow-up's gone over the bar. And it's a big save by Alisson. It's a big save by Alisson. I don't know how good the penalty was. It's a night of penalty, says Tumbleweed. But it's definitely a penalty. It's a clear penalty, that. Van Dijk's made a complete mess of it. But so has Osman with the penalty. Why did he take the penalty? Oh, I tell you what, it's a massive frustration, that is, because the guy who takes the first penalty took it very well, and then Osman says, I'm taking this penalty because I was fouled. This ain't the park. This ain't the pub. This is the Champions League. Let your penalty taker take the penalty. It's a massive frustration. Huge, huge game of football. You've just scored a penalty. Your penalty taker's scored, and then you get fouled, so you grab it. You saw him when he got the penalty, took the ball. I'd be like, give me the ball back. Give me the ball back. He's a fool. Osman's a fool. An absolute fool. Liverpool with the let-off. Good save by Alisson. We've not seen the replay of the penalty yet, but it's a real bugbear of me, that is. If I was a manager, I'd be going absolutely mad. You've just scored a penalty. Let the penalty taker take the second one. He thinks it's a bloody charity game. United should go for Tony over Osman, says Rickster. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. You're all very welcome on That's Football. Got some cracking watch-alongs for you this weekend as well, which we'll talk about later. But that could be a boost for Liverpool. But Napoli are hitting really well. Here he is, this number 77. I can't say his name, but he's just done really well there. I can't say his name. He's Georgian, and he's number 77. That's basically where we're going to go with that. Matthew Lewis says that does happen where the player who wins it takes the penalty. I think it's amateurish though, Matthew. I think it's a really silly way of taking penalties. I think Zielinski did take the shot that hit Milner's hand though, didn't he? I don't know whether he's the designated penalty taker, but yeah. We are 10 subscribers away from 758,000, by the way. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're only 10 away. Get involved with That's Football. You're all welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Slow Sports News there. Someone says Liverpool are losing. Yeah, it's not a great penalty by Osman. It's shit, in fact. Yeah, it's a crap penalty. He's gone very close to the keeper and a very good height. Thoughts on Bobby wanting to join us? As Manchester, well, he doesn't want to join Manchester United because he rejected Manchester United. What he said is he'd like to play for Manchester United in the future. If he wanted to play for Man United, to be a Man United player now, because we actually asked him to join us. And he said, I'm going back to Ajax. We've only had 21 minutes here. Trent's just hit a free kick over the bar. We've only had 21 minutes here. And Liverpool could be 2-0 down. They've conceded one penalty, which was scored. And the Osman penalty was just saved. Still 0-0 between Tottenham and Marseille. I think Ronaldo will play tomorrow night, Martin. Yeah, looking forward to it, actually. Very much looking forward to it. Got to have a stretch. Tell you what, summer's over, lads and ladies. Wasn't that long ago I was doing streams in my shorts and a t-shirt. I'm now in jeans and a jumper, and I don't even feel hot. Jameson Gray says Osman is actually the designated penalty taker for Napoli. I actually found it weird that Zielinski took the first one in the first place. Well, there's the story, Jameson. Thanks for the clarification. When is FIFA back, Mark? Says Liam. I am going to start doing some Twitch stuff, but I don't think I'm going to do another career mode season before FIFA 23 now, because I just wouldn't get it done in time. So I'll probably do some drafts and a bit of online stuff and maybe a bit of Fall Guys before the new FIFA comes out in a couple of weeks. Paolo says, those saying we should get Tony, remember a guy named Charlie Austin. Enjoyed the last game for Goldbridge. It was a sad day for me. Thanks, Mark, says Paolo. Thank you. I've got another one coming up this week. I really believe Liverpool's going to struggle to get out of the group. Ajax, Rangers, and as we can see, Napoli are some of the toughest places away to go, says Jack. Yeah, but Rangers, I think, will get hammered by Liverpool, surely. Why is Osman wearing a mask, says Matthew. I think he's probably got an injury to his cheek or something. He's got an injury to his loftus. Yeah, Salah's not having a very good season, is he? Spurs game's good. Good tempo in that one. Marseille are giving it a good go. I never gave you the Marseille team news, actually, which I will do now. So with the Spurs team is pretty much, I think it's pretty much the team that they played, picked against Fulham. But the Marseille side might have a few familiar faces in it. You've got Lopez in goal, Mbemba, Bailly, Gigo, Klaus, Rongier, Veretout, Tavares, Santos da Silva, Guendouzi, and Suarez. It's not Luis Suarez, is it? Loftus-Cheek, says Joe. If Osman keeps that in, he's offside. It is Luis Suarez, says HV. But it's not the Luis Suarez you think. Where is that Luis Suarez now? Where is the biter? It's the Mane effect, says Keanu. I don't think your whole team would fall off just because of one player. Eric Bay's playing well, says Pom. Bayern are winning 1-0 against Inter. If there's no Eric Ten Hag, who would you hire as manager, says Nate. Bear with me. See if I can see the Bayern goal. Bayern, 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 Bayern. Bayern, 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 Bayern. Sane with the goal. Simple ball over the top. Lovely take. Oh, such a good player, Sane, you know. He's such a good player. The way he takes it down and controls it, it's a cracking goal. Look at that for control. I've always liked Sane. I've always liked Sane. Even when he was at City. He's got such a wand of a left foot. Lovely goal. Ball over the top. Takes it down with his left. Controls it with his chest. He's always moving. Round the keeper and then whacks it in with his right. Yeah, Jeannie says, I was surprised when he left Spurs. When he left Man City. But it's 1-0 to Bayern against Inter. But remember, actually, Bayern are my outside tip Well, they're not my outside tip. I was asked. I did my Premier League. I did my season predictions, and my prediction was that Bayern Munich would win the Champions League, and I got laughed at. People laughed at me when I said it, but I do think that they will. Oh, Osimhen's in again. A mistake by Gomez. Oh, cleared off the line. They fucked it up there. They can't believe it. It's number 77. I think Osimhen should have gone for goal himself. They're causing him all sorts of problems. Osimhen tackles Gomez, cuts inside, into the box, squares it, and number 77 should score. Van Dijk clears it off the line, but it's not a clean connection, and it gives him a chance. Alexis Sanchez is at Marseille, says Jeffrey. How's Bungle? Yeah, I've gone Bayern Munich to win it because I think there'll be a better team without Lewandowski. I think Mane and the pace they've got in the front three. But I tell you what, Liverpool will probably get something out of this game because they could be 3-0 down. A missed penalty and a missed open goal chance by Napoli. It remains 1-0. I mean, it's very interesting, isn't it? I mean, Ronaldo could have been playing for this Napoli team. Thursday night football for him. Napoli are good, says Meerkat. They are. They've played very, very well. Definitely been the better team so far. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We were only 10 away from 758,000. You're all very, very welcome on That's Football. Doesn't matter who you support. Yep, 10 away from 758,000. So please subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved. Get involved. Yeah, I do just wonder whether Napoli are going to rue these chances. Missed penalty, missed open goal. They still lead, but they could basically have put Liverpool to bed. But they haven't. Sean Dyche to Chelsea impression. I can confirm that despite many attempts to get me to Chelsea, I'm very happy watching The Chase every weekday at 5, and I won't be leaving it. It really hurts my throat to do that. Salah just had half a chance on the turn, in the box, on target, but straight at the keeper. Ooh! That reminds me. If I don't do it, I'll forget. I'm still here, but if I don't get this out now, I'll forget. Six of 15. Bloody hell. 6 of 15. Oh, it's lovely by Napoli. It's 2-0. That's magnificent. Oliveira. And it's 2-0 to Napoli. It should be 4-0. It's 2-0. What a start to this game by Napoli. Napoli are destroying Liverpool. It's absolutely destroying them. Destroyment. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how bad Liverpool are and how well Napoli are playing. And I tell you what, for somebody who's loved Italian football for most of their life, it's great to see an Italian side really vibrant and fast. The football's fantastic. Didn't he take it very well as well? Gomez is having a howler. It was Anguissa who scored, actually. I got that completely wrong. Anguissa played a 1-2, got it back, finished it really well. And he's having a good game, Anguissa. He's been a standout player. And a Cameroon in the World Cup? Anguissa plays for Cameroon. I don't know whether... there's a question for the chat. A Cameroon in the World Cup? There's lovely play. Lovely play. And 2-0. It could be easily 4-0. They've missed a penalty and an open goal, Napoli. So this is a cracker going on here. Still 0-0 between Tottenham and Marseille. But Liverpool look disjointed. They are. They're all over the place, aren't they? They really look a shadow of themselves. Disjointed, all over the place. They're like a scarecrow in a wind tunnel. Limbs everywhere. Trent whips a cross in. Oh, first big chance there. Don't know who got the head on it. Could have been Fabinho. Keeper made the save. Cameroon are in the World Cup, says Run. Remember, we're doing all the World Cup watch-alongs on this channel. Got some exciting stuff for you because we're covering every game as a watch-along for the World Cup. 4 games a day. It's going to be bloody hectic. Make sure you subscribe and get involved. Get yourself a sleeping bag as well, because I tell you what, if you're planning to watch the World Cup, I mean, how's everyone going to consume the World Cup this year as well? Because, you know, everyone's going to have school and university and work. Are you taking the month off? On the sick, you know. So 2-0 to Liverpool, says Rooney. And the number 77 is amazing. Yeah, that's what I call him, the Georgian number 77. Because if you want to pronounce his name, bloody hell. It ain't easy. Liverpool to drop down to Europa League, says Sibbo. I'd love to see Osman at United, says Lars. They're playing like Rangers against Ajax, says Tumbleweed. And Joshua says, Klopp excuse bingo. I reckon he blames the pitch. When they zoom in, it looks ever so slightly torn up. Well, Liverpool got Wolves at the weekend, haven't they? A fully rested Wolves as well. Will Liverpool sack Klopp like Chelsea, says Rudy? No. Milner with the cross to the back post. It's a goal. Oh, it's missed it on the back post. Harvey Elliott. How good a chance was it? He's on the back post. He's got to adjust from the flicked header, really. Klopp needs to go. So many excuses and lack of tactics as Bradley. I don't think any legitimate Liverpool fan would be calling for Klopp to go. Hey up, that's a bit loud. Hey up! Just call him Cavaradonna. 10 million of pure class, says Jameson Gray. Thanks for the super chats that are coming in, by the way. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Liverpool look lost here. Their midfield is just trash. Where is when's Thiago going to be back? Mark, not even exaggerating. I don't see Chelsea or Liverpool finishing in top 4 at this rate. It would be mostly likely be City, United, Spurs, and Arsenal, says Sarab. Hey, he's on the bench now, Thiago. Yeah, they need him back. Liverpool wanted to spend 100 million on Tchouaméni, couldn't get him, so spent it on a striker in Nunez. Why no backup option? They're desperate in the midfield, says Elliot. Yeah, just literally tweeted it, Elliot. Literally just tweeted it. We've got some good games going on tonight, haven't we? Got some good games going on tonight. I actually said this. I don't know why Liverpool didn't go for Tielemans. He's better than Milner. He's better than Harvey Elliott. And you bring him in. He plays for you now. And then next season, if you buy somebody better, he's always going to be a really good option for you in your rotation. I don't know why they didn't go for Tielemans. And Tielemans would have suited the way Liverpool play with the midfield three as well. He's not going to pull up trees and make them world class, but he'd be better than some of the options they've got at the moment. What about Lehmer from Leipzig? Did he stay at Leipzig again? Like, there's two options there. Lehmer would have been decent as well. I take it Lehmer stayed at Leipzig. Liverpool's few injuries away again from imploding this season, says Jack. Here's Harvey Elliott on the edge. You've got to shoot. Trent. Oh, he did it well. He hit it well, but it was blocked. Tielemans was meant to go to Arsenal. I don't know why that didn't happen. Would you rather Man City lose or Tottenham lose or both drop to points this weekend? This is Sarvish. I'd like to see a draw, yeah. Be very happy with a draw between them. Liverpool are just all over the place. Barcelona, such a beautiful horizon. Barcelona are winning 2-0, by the way, against Pleasant. And Frankie de Jong has started for them in the heart of the midfield. So he's actually getting game time now. I think he's rotated his team a little bit though, hasn't he, by the looks of it? Because Arahu, Busquets on the bench, and Javi. So he's made a few rotations because they're playing a crap team, aren't they, at the new camp? There. I'm calling Napoli's number 77 Olwyn after my dairy cow with eating number 77. Any names you can't pronounce, Mark? I'm your man, says Graham Barber. He's I'm just going to call him Georgie, number 77, because he's Georgian. And he's got a name I will never get my head around, but will probably have to get my head around as he progresses to being a top-class player. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Liverpool have got a free kick here or a corner. Can't tell the difference. What watch-alongs are we doing this weekend? So we're definitely doing Fulham-Chelsea on Saturday lunchtime because it could be Potter's first game in charge. So we're definitely going to do that. Fulham against Chelsea, Saturday lunchtime. And probably going to do Man City against Spurs at 5:30 as well. Just like United, Napoli are beating Liverpool physically, says Chance. United are playing Palace on Sunday. Jamie, thank you very much for becoming a member. And Anguisi is dominating the entire Liverpool midfield on his own. He's top class, says Scythe. Thank you very much. Osman is injury prone and he is off. Simeone comes on. He's only been on for 40 minutes and he's off. I think he is injury prone a bit, isn't he? Osman, injury restory. Well, I don't think he is actually injury prone because he had 3 shoulder injuries in... he's had 3 shoulder injuries, coronavirus, head injury, cheekbone fracture. Coronavirus. He's not really in his last 4 years. He's had 2 leg injuries. One was a calf strain for 7 days, and one was a muscular problem for 2 days. So he's not really injury prone when you look at the injuries he's had. A lot of them have been facial or coronavirus or shoulders. So he's not really injury prone, really. Bit of a myth there. Mark, prediction for tomorrow. I'll put a fiver on it, says Tumbleweed. 2-0 Man United. William Reese, welcome to Members Club. Thanks for joining. Simeone's son is on, says Part Gamer. We're going to play a little bit of a game at half-time. It's going to be World Cup Predictor. We're going to take the top 8 World Cup odd teams, and we are going to do quarter-final, semi-final and final, and who you think will win by using the top 8 teams in the odds so far. And I will write it down. So I need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So we will do that's quite interesting. So, 8. 7. 6, 5. Okay. We'll do that at half time. Looking forward to that. Bit of fun. Bit of interactivity. You'll enjoy that. Opinions on City yesterday, says Landon. Didn't watch it. That Korean centre-back, Min Jae, was scouted by a lot of big Premier League clubs, potential future star, says Michael. Hi, Mark. Stuck in hospital recovering from... 3-0! 3-0! I can't believe it! It's 3-0 to Napoli! You're recovering in hospital, Joshua. We'll come back to you. I hope it's not serious, because this is serious for Liverpool. It's 3-0, and we didn't even see what happens. It's a smash. It's a smash. This is going bad for Liverpool. This is going bad for Liverpool. It's getting worse. What is going on? I don't think we're going to see another German manager being sacked, but what we are going to see is Liverpool getting an absolute tonking here. And Guisi again is involved. Down the left-hand side. Another centre-back getting bullied. Was it Joe Gomez again? Oh, dear me. Gomez has had a bloody nightmare. He's been dreadful. Now, considering he's probably got Matip on the bench, their defence has been shocking. Absolutely shocking. Yeah, he's got Matip on the bench, Thiago on the bench. Well, they ain't coming back from this. 3-0. Joshua is still stuck in hospital. He says he's recovering from surgery, but your streams always provide a great watch. Keep it up. All the best, Joshua. I hope you get well soon, mate. And yeah, sorry for interrupting that with a goal. But as long as you're not a Liverpool fan, you probably quite enjoyed it. If you are a Liverpool fan, it probably made you feel worse. William Reese, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. And it's 3-0 as we're about to hit half-time here. Dreamland if you're not a Liverpool fan. Nightmare land if you are a Liverpool fan. Simeone debuting at 28 in the Champions League and scoring after a couple of minutes. Look at the tears. Thing you love to see. Pure passion, says Jameson Green. He's only just come on for Osman and he scored a tap-in. Give us a Gary Barlow impression, says Jack. And I said it when we played Newcastle and Man United. Gomez is a liability and not good enough combined with the depleted midfield, and it's just bad right, says Chris J. Hull. It just doesn't look right. Just doesn't look right, does he? Impressed by Zambo for Fulham. Reject. He's not doing bad. This could be a 6-0 game, to be honest. Hopefully I don't jinx it, says Barry. It's half time. It's half time, and you know what I was going to say is last season, which, well, let's not even say last season. That makes it sound longer ago than it actually is. 4 months ago, we were talking about Liverpool potentially doing a quadruple. They won the FA Cup. They won the Carabao Cup. They took the league title race to the last day of the season. They got to the Champions League final. This Liverpool side, all right, no Mane and a few injuries, but this Liverpool team looked unstoppable 4 months ago. It now looks like it couldn't start with a push. It's amazing how football can change, and confidence and energy and tempo and mentality can change in the space of 4 months. This Liverpool team has lost Sadio Mane, but it's lost a lot more than that. It's lost its drive, it's lost its structure, it's lost its belief. I look at that Liverpool side and I just don't know what's going wrong. I can't even do this. I can't even do the structure. I can't even do the accent anymore. I'm stunned. I'm stunned, Gary. I'm absolutely stunned at that. And Mo Salah, Mo Pala, is crap. He's crap. I could do a better job. I could do a better job on the wing than him. Salah. That's not Salah. That's his twin brother from Egypt. Salah's on holiday. Absolute joke. They are playing crap. It is like, you know, if you ever played Among Us and there's 2 imposters, Liverpool are playing with shit with 9 imposters. They look terrible. They do look terrible. Trent is not world class. If you want to know why, watch that goal back. He makes mistakes every game, just escapes because of the team he plays for. So Sharath Math Fitness. He's world class going forward. He's not world class at the back. But in relation to Napoli, another impression for you. Absolutely fantastic, Mark. Absolutely incredible. I could write a song. I went a bit like John Lennon there. I could write a song for them. They've been absolutely incredible, haven't they, Paul? Yeah, imagine, you know. Anyway, absolutely incredible, Mark. Absolutely fantastic. Could it be magic now in Napoli? But look, they have been fantastic, Napoli. And I'm very excited about Napoli because I've always loved Italian football, as I said. And to see an Italian football side, typically the problem with Serie A in the last few years, well, over a decade really, is the last time they won the Champions League from Serie A was Inter Milan in 2010, 12 years ago, with Park the Bus Jose Mourinho. They've been so slow. Italian football is slower than all the other major leagues in Europe, and that's their problem. You can devour the best Italian team if you are Bayern Munich or PSG or Real Madrid or Man City on pure speed of your game. But Napoli have devoured Liverpool with how quick they've moved the ball and the tempo. That bodes really well for Italian football from what Napoli have done tonight to a Premier League side. They've actually moved the ball quicker, been more energetic, and there's absolutely no reason why Italian football cannot evolve and be quicker. And Napoli look like a team that are evolving. Welcome to the Members Club, Abimanu. Number 77 goes by Kvara. Liverpool in the mud. Klopp out, Poch in, says Jack. And Ronaldo scored 24 goals in the worst United side. Let's see how many Salah scores this season. Apparently he's better than Ronaldo, says Amadeep. And put McFred in that Liverpool midfield and suddenly energy will be back in the team. I'm telling you now, says Nick P. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We all know the downfall began when Liverpool just lost the Bangkok Super Cup final against United. Just couldn't recover from it, says Sarab. Atalanta is similar to Napoli as well, says Amira. And they're both top of well, Atalanta are top of Serie A at the moment. Napoli are in second, so we shouldn't be surprised that Napoli have made a game for it. But it's been fantastic, absolutely fantastic, and really, really enjoyed it. Scooby-Doo. He says, Italian football is slower than my grandmother, and she's been dead for 50 years. No, he didn't. I added that bit on, but he did say Italian football is slower than my grandmother, who his grandmother may well be absolute. Scooby-Doo's grandmother might be absolutely fine. She's super gran. It's super gran. Who remembers super gran? I hated it. Saturday afternoon. Super gran. And she was Scottish. I've got nothing against the Scottish, but super gran. Oh, it depresses me. Sunday afternoon TV as a kid. Songs of Praise, Last of the Summer Wine. Super gran. We could have won it if the game was 110 minutes as Brutos. Mark, can you please name for me a couple of midfield maestros and what makes them so good, says Nemanja. Midfield maestros. When I think of midfield maestros, I think of people like Rodri at Man City, Kimmich at Bayern Munich, people who take the ball off the back four and conduct the game. That's what I'm thinking about. There's plenty more who can do it, but yeah, that's what I think about as a midfield maestro. A conductor. Carrick used to be very good at it as well. Yeah. Klopp is going to get fired, said somebody there. He's not. Major. Tuchel shouldn't have been fired. Zane says the era of Liverpool is coming to an end. Arsenal will replace them soon enough. Even though we lost to United, we outplayed them and the ref was from Manchester, says Zane. You didn't... Yeah, right, okay. You might have outplayed us in certain areas of the game. Who had the best chances? We did. Poch to Chelsea, Rodgers to Villa, Potter to Leicester City FC, says Manmit. Oh, interesting. I'd be disappointed if Potter missed out on the Chelsea job now. Can you please sing Kvaratskhelia to the tune of Balamori? Come on, Napoli, says Tossi. Kvaratskhelia. I'll never remember it. Kvaratskhelia. That's Balamori. What's the story in Balamori? Wouldn't you like to know? Kvaratskhelia. Doesn't work. Ten Hag called it when he said all eras come to an end, says Keanu. Kvaratskhelia. Right, shall we do this World Cup thing? So I've got the 8 top teams with the bookies, right? So we're going to do 4 quarterfinals. Who wins World Cup predictor? So I will give you 2 nations and you decide who would win in this game. Your first one is Brazil or Portugal. Who wins out of those 2 in our first quarterfinal? Get your votes in on that. Wales don't feature because they're not in the top 8. But I'll tell you what I can tell you about. We are going to do every World Cup game as a watch-along on That's Football. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. It's going to be a Winter World Cup. But I was looking at this the other day very briefly. And it only hits you when you really take a look at it that there's going to be, in the group stage, 4 games a day. So the first day is Qatar against Ecuador. There's 1 game. Whoop the woo. But day 2, you've got England, Iran at 1. You've got Senegal against Netherlands at 4. And you've got USA against Wales at 7. So there's 3 games that day. But day 2, Argentina, Saudi Arabia at 10. Denmark against Tunisia at 1. Mexico, Poland at 4. And then France, Australia at 7. 4 games of football a day. And that goes on for fucking ages. It really does go on for bloody ages. I'm not joking. 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. And then Yeah, so 30th. Bloody hell. There's 12 days of games, four games a day, basically. No, 9 days. There's 9 days. And then it drops down to 2. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So Brazil have beat Portugal. I thought that would happen. So Brazil go through. End that poll. Give me another poll. Our next one is England, Germany. Who wins that one? Crack on with your votes. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. This is good and all, but I don't want Liverpool to be in the Europa League because we have to win it, says Marketing James. Hi, Mark. Did you ever watch Football Italia on Sunday afternoon, says David? I did, and I used to watch whatever it was called on a Saturday morning with James Richardson. Yeah, where he'd be sat there with his paper in Italy. Daniel Baker, welcome to the Members Club. It's close between England and Germany. Get your votes in. Still 0-0 between Spurs and Marseille, by the way. The half-time scores in the Champions League at the moment. Ajax won 4-0 against Rangers full-time and Sporting beat Frankfurt 3-0. Napoli, obviously 3-0 against Liverpool at half-time. Tottenham, Marseille 0-0. Atletico Madrid, Porto 0-0. Bruges are beating Leverkusen 1-0. Barcelona are 3-1 up against Victoria Pleasant. And Bayern Munich lead 1-0 at half-time against Inter Milan. A fantastic goal by Sane. Right, I'm going to have to count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. England have been knocked out by Germany, and our next quarter-final will be... Oh. It's quite a good one, this. Argentina versus Spain. Get your votes in. Gomez is giving Maguire a run for his money, says Andy, in terms of the world's crappiest defender. Eric Bay looking the ball playing centre-back United could use in the Europa League, says HK and Music. Will you be in the Sidemen charity match, Mark, says Brad. The second time I've been asked that tonight. Two big questions I always get asked. Are you playing in the Sidemen charity game? And why are you never on the overlap with Gary Neville and Carragher? So the Sidemen thing I've not been asked to do, so I can't do it. And the overlap I've not been asked to do, so I can't be on it. I would say that the answer to both is fear. They're terrified of me upstaging them on the Sidemen pitch, and they're terrified of me upstaging them on the overlap. So they go for people that they can script. Of course, only one of those answers is true. I don't think the Sidemen are scared of me upstaging them on a football pitch, but I think the overlap people probably are. Back to reality. I work from home, so for the World Cup, I'm setting up a room of screens, a bit like the film Silver, but without the peeping from Tom element, says Nick P. There you go. How are you going to consume the World Cup? Let us know. Let us know. Argentina have beaten Spain. They have 67% to 33%. So we've nearly got our semi-finals ready here. Our final quarter-final, as we predict who's going to win the World Cup, or you predict who's going to win the World Cup, is France versus the Netherlands. It sounded a bit German there. Get your vote in. France against the Netherlands to complete our semi-final lineup. Love the content, mate, says Pablo. Thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe. Grimmy says, what's your opinion on Barcelona? I think Barcelona, I would never rule Barcelona out of winning the Champions League. I mean, I did that mistakenly about Real Madrid last year and they were fantastic. So anything's possible. But I'm going to go for Bayern. I don't think we'll get an English winner again this year, to be honest. Don't know if it'll happen, but it'd be great if you could do a watch-along for one of Costa Rica's games in the World Cup, Mark, says Juan. Well, we are going to do a watch-along for every game. Whether I'm going to do every game, well, I won't do every game. We've got a team ready for the World Cup. The BBC spend millions on their team, and so does ITV. That's football. We're just paying people in post-it notes and stuff like that. But we have got a team that we're assembling. And we have got a World Cup studio that basically will be a green screen and some bits. But we will do it. We'll do it. United should go for Kasper Dolberg next summer. Danish striker that worked with Erik ten Hag during Ajax's amazing Champions League run. He played well in the Euros too. I think Denmark could be a bit of a shock in the World Cup. They were good in the Euros. So happy Liverpool seems to be getting smashed, says Antonio. I'm selling my lungs so I can watch Ronaldo and Messi's final World Cup, says Tayan. It is there, like, well, it will be Ronaldo's last World Cup, you would have thought. But let's not forget, Liverpool are losing 3-0 to Napoli here. And it could quite easily be 5-0. They missed the penalty, Napoli, and an open goal. Did you see Kunde Instagram story after Chelsea lost, says Cozy? No, I didn't. I did not. Let's have a look what the scores on the board are here. 80% have gone with France over the Netherlands. Unlucky, Van Gaal, you're out. So that means our first semi-final is ready, which is... What we got? Brazil. Oh, yeah, okay. Brazil, Germany is your first semi-final to vote on. Liverpool are in trouble here. Matip for Gomez had to be done. Had to be done. Absolutely had to be done. I don't think there's a way back for Liverpool, but he had to make that substitution, to be fair. Referees on pitch here. Germany against Brazil. I bet a lot of people have gone with Brazil, but you may not have remembered a World Cup in Brazil. 2014, they got hammered. And I'm not talking about time down the pub. Referee's ready to kick this off between Napoli and Liverpool. Or is he? We move. We move. So Brazil knock out Germany and go into the final, according to you. And our second semi-final is a decent one, actually. It's Argentina against France. Let's do it. Mark, any chance of a new haircut? Being rocking that since the start, haircut bridge, says Elliot. But what would you do? People, I haven't really been thinking about a new haircut for a while, but I have thought about new haircuts over the years. But I don't really know. I don't really know what to do. I don't like longer hair. I used to have long hair in my 20s, like a bit like Beckham, but yeah, I quite like this style. Header from a corner for Matip, straight at the keeper though. It's a long way back for Liverpool. I would never do a skinhead. I'd never do skinhead. I'd never do a mullet as well. My hair gets quite greasy. I'd hate the feel of it on my neck. Greasy neck. How often do you wash your hair? Because if I don't wash my hair... Another great save. Oh, it's 4-0. It's 4-0 to Napoli. You wouldn't believe it. Believe it. Believe it. I said it before. I said it again. Liverpool all over the place. Like a scarecrow in a wind tunnel. Limbs all over the place. It's absolute carnage. Carnage. And I tell you what, that defence, it's like a cat cracking in a blender and taking the lid off. Shit everywhere. They're all over the place. It's great to see, but Liverpool are far from in, far. You know, I did a video not that long ago where I said Liverpool are in crisis, and I don't know whether I believed it myself, but they are in a crisis. They're in a very, very big crisis. It was a good shot. It was a good save by Alisson, but the defence is too slow again. And he's followed it in. Zielinski again, isn't it? He's followed it in. We've got a red card against Marseille, by the way. For Marseille. Red card. It's not Eric Bailly. So Marseille have had a man sent off. Well, it's not going to be a woman, is it? It's men's football. But Eric Bailly's had a yellow card. And it's a free kick for Spurs. I'll go back to that and have a look. See what happens with the free kick first. Dijk has lost his pace as Majek. But it's amazing, isn't it? Because Virgil van Dijk came back from the knee injury and was brilliant. And now he's had the summer off. And he's terrible. Kane's free kick is straight into the wall. I want to just see what this red card was all about. Come on. Oh, it won't let me go back. Oh, I've missed the Liverpool goal now. Diaz has scored. Sorry. This is the trouble. I've got two screens and I'm not looking up. So Liverpool have got a goal back. It's a cracking game though, isn't it? The comeback's on, says Rids. Diaz with a goal. 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of the half. You never know in the modern game. You never know. Do away goals count? No, Timothy, it's group stage. They don't count at all anyway. Bayern is still 1-0, yeah. (4-1). 2 screens, Bridge. May as well not have any. I'm like literally looking down at the small one and missing the Diaz goal. But it's 4-1. And Liverpool have had lots of possession. They've just done sod all with it. Oh, the poll is France have beaten Argentina. So the final, kind of like asthma medication is finished, says Ice. Final predictor. Brazil, France. Get your votes in. Who would win in the World Cup final if it was Brazil against France? Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome. Get involved with That's Football. Everyone's welcome on here. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Our next watch-alongs are Fulham and Chelsea. And then Man City Spurs, both on Saturday. But obviously we do lots of other video content on here. 2 videos went out today. I was live this morning talking about Tuchel being sacked. And then this afternoon I did a video on Potter to Chelsea. So there's lots to get involved with on That's Football. So please do. Trent losing his man again. They are defensively very, very poor at the moment, are Liverpool. But there's still 40 minutes to go here. Liverpool get another one back and you never know. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, that was the red card. Last man on Son. Yeah, he was the last man on Son. It was a goal-scoring opportunity, red card, and then Eric Bailly pushed the referee, so he got a yellow. Eric Dyer's just had a yellow as well. Oh, interesting. Feisty one. Is Napoli on the attack again? Tackled by Matip. What you gonna do? What can you do? They're on the attack here. Robertson. Oh, I thought he was coming to the back post to Salah, but Mere gets his hands on it. He's a good goalkeeper, he is. There are some good goalkeepers in Serie A. Anana's at Inter, isn't he now? Girls on film. Salah. Corner to Liverpool. Corner to Liverpool. Mark, enjoy your content, man. Arsenal fan here. Do you think Arsenal are on the right track? And what are your first impressions of them? Cheers, Brian G. Corners headed away by Napoli there. I've been quite consistent about my opinions on Arsenal. I think you're shite. No, wait a minute. Greasy's on the... No, it's not a good ball. No, I have been quite consistent about Liverpool and... Arsenal. And I do see what Arteta's doing. I think you've got a big game against Everton at the weekend. I think you'll win that, and therefore you'll have won 6 games and lost 1. It's still a fantastic start to the season. And you know what? I don't sense Arsenal fans losing the plot at all. Obviously, it's disappointing when you lose to United. Of course it is. But you would consider Old Trafford as one of the 3 toughest games of your season. There are 35 other games you could go and get good results in. You know, you are going to lose a game. You are going to draw a game. So the thing that Arsenal did well last year is that when they lost, they won. They didn't draw games. So as long as Arsenal go and win their next game, they'll be fine. If they drop points against Everton, then obviously there maybe still is a bit of a weak underbelly. I still think that you can get at Arsenal's defence, but I think if you keep Jesus fit, that front 3 is very good. Tuchel to Liverpool and Klopp next German manager, says Prab. I don't think that's going to happen. How do you explain Liverpool's poor defensive form, says Timothy? I explain it like this. I explain it like this. I explain it like this. I explain it like this because I explain it like this. The reality is that games are won and lost in the midfield. This should be a goal for Liverpool. Oh, where the overlap was there for Trent. Back post from Robertson. Headed away by Napoli. Liverpool are doing better in the second half. But they are going to get caught if they're not careful because Napoli's pace on the break. This is this 77 Georgian lad. He looks good. He goes for the shot. He's a bit greedy there. But he does look good. Liverpool's midfield's the problem. You win and lose games in the midfield. I said this at the weekend. If Eriksen was man of the match and Bruno was superb and McTominay was superb, how did Arsenal win the midfield? How did Arsenal have periods of the game where they dominated the midfield if our midfield 3 was superb? So people tell me that Harvey Elliott's good and Fabinho we know is good, but why are you getting dominated in the midfield then? So Liverpool's midfield's the problem. That's the problem with Liverpool at the moment. Their defence is getting exploited because it's being run at too much. I know what the problem is with Liverpool. I've seen Liverpool last season and the season before where they're playing a team and they can't get out their own half. Like I've seen Liverpool play teams and Irving Lozano's coming on. I've seen Liverpool play teams and they can't get out their half. Liverpool's press is ridiculous. And then if they hit a long ball, their defence just swallows it up. Liverpool's pressing game has just disappeared. I'll guarantee you now, anybody with the access to the stats, you compare Liverpool's pressing rate last season to this season, I guarantee it's dropped by at least 25%. They're just not playing the same way. The energy is gone. Energy, it has gone. We were talking about Arsenal though. There are some good videos on the Potter situation and the Chelsea situation on the channel, but Arsenal's next couple of games are quite interesting. They play Everton on Sunday at the Emirates. If they win that, they've bounced back, haven't they? Their next game after that is Brentford away, which again, I think they can go there and win. So if they beat Everton and Brentford, they've got, what? 7 wins out of 8? Or is it 8 wins out of 9? Then they play Tottenham at home. So Arsenal have got a very good opportunity to bounce back. It's 4-1. We'll clear house on some of these twats in the chat. The poll was won by Brazil. So 65% of you said Brazil would beat France, with 35% going to France. So you're predicting that Brazil will win the World Cup, which is interesting because I'm not really sure myself where that's coming from. But Napoli are on the attack here. Terrible shot by Lozano. Brazil are the bookies' favourites. So you've gone with the bookies' favourites there. And France are the second favourites. So you did have Brazil and France in the final. So fair play to you because they are the 2 favourites. England are actually third favourite. You didn't even get them out the quarter-final. Fourth favourite Argentina. You did put them in the semi-final, so well done. Fifth favourite is Germany, who you put in the semi-final as well. So you did pretty well on your poll, to be fair. Mark, thoughts on Potter's preferred system? Will stay with the 3 at the back or play 4 at the back? Thoughts, says Abamanu. Let's see if Potter gets the job first. But if Chelsea want to give Potter the job, they've got to be patient. Like, you can bring Tuchel in halfway through a crap season and he can win you the Champions League. But you can't bring Potter in after a supposedly bad start to the season and expect him to make a big difference. This is terrible by Napoli. This could be another chance. Good interception by Matip. But the energy Napoli have put into this game has been brilliant with half an hour to go. Still 0-0 between Tottenham and Marseille. And Kulusevski's coming off and Emerson Royale is coming on. But still 0-0 against 10 men. They needed a midfielder 2 years ago. It's been a neglected area for Liverpool, and I think they've shown arrogance by not investing, says Mohammed. Come on, Marseille, beat the pub team who have played rubbish football all season. Chelsea finished. London is red, says Zane. Trent with the cross. Good header, good save. Diaz. Lovely cross by Trent. That's where he is world class. Going forward and pitches it up to around the penalty spot. Diaz dives at it. It's a good header, but it is straight at the keeper. If he'd have put that anywhere else, he scored a great goal. But it remains 4-1. Thoughts on Diego Costa to Wolves, says Matthew. I think he's past it, but it'll be interesting. Callum says he's a Liverpool fan, but thinks they're in the bin. Thanks everyone who's watching, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We do a lot of watch-alongs on this channel, and you're very, very welcome. Why aren't Liverpool making more subs, says Get In? Well, they're just about to make 3. Darwin Núñez and Jota are coming on. Milner's coming off. Firmino is coming off. And Thiago is coming on. I mean, look, Liverpool have got Matip, Jota, Núñez, Thiago, who've come on. You know, they do have some good players. Salah's come off as well for Jota. I don't think Liverpool are going to stay playing like this for many more weeks, but it's been a very poor start to the season. Hi Mark, I feel for Ronaldo, a goat of the game, and he's had to change his ringtone from the Champions League to the Europa League, says Magnus. Thanks, Magnus. Good one. There's a story just coming out here. I'm just about to tweet it that Manchester United are about to open a 5-year contract for Rashford. Yeah, I just tweeted there. Well, I think it's Neil Custis in The Sun is saying that United are ready to open talks on a 5-year new deal for Marcus Rashford. I mean, Rashford's playing really well and I want him to stay at Manchester United, but he's been not very good for 2 years. Are you going to give him a 5-year contract and a pay rise because he's had a reasonable start to the season in 6 games? It's like Graham Barber says, off the back of 3 decent games, it's ridiculous. But look, Ten Hag would like him to have a 5-year contract, I'll admit that. And United want him to be the superstar of the team, But I don't think he justifies a 5-year contract and a pay rise after 3 or 4 games, really. But Son's had a yellow card. I mean, Son's another player, isn't he? Delow before Marcus, says Lee. Son's another player that's... I mean, look, Salah and Son won the Golden Boot last year. They've both had a really slow start to this season. Mark, Reece James or Trent, one or the other, says Jack. I prefer Reece James. I do like Trent, but I prefer Reece James. Reece James is balance. Reece James can score a worldie from the edge of the box. He can put a good cross in, but he can also play right centre-back if you want him to. The balance is just better for me when it comes to Reece James. But, I don't dislike Trent's. Yeah. It's 2-0 in the Bayern game. And it's Sane again. I'm just about to watch it back. Obviously, it's an interesting group with Bayern, Inter and Barcelona in it. I think Inter will be the team that misses way, but it's a lovely... Oh, what a goal. I mean, it's a bit unlucky, actually, because the goal... It's the link-up play between Sane. I think it's... Is it Kingsley Coman? Plays a 1-2. Yeah, 1-2. 2 1-2s with Koeman. Crosses it in. Goes off. I mean, it's not a great goal because it goes in off. It's an own goal. But the link-up play is fantastic between Sane and Kingsley Coman. Fantastic. Rashford's form will drop once the contract is signed. I'd rather sign someone new, says Nemo. No, I do like Rashford. I just think the contract's ridiculous. Gino says, hi Mark, you may have answered this already, but how do you think England will fare in the World Cup this year? I hope they do well, but with Southgate in charge, I don't think England can play good football. It was an OG anyway, Tumble. It was an OG, but the build-up play was very good. Go back to Spurs. Let's go back to Spurs. Oh no. No. I don't want to do that. No. Come on. There we go. Tottenham, Marseille. Did anyone expect this, says Anjo? I don't think anybody expected this. 4-1 to Napoli against Liverpool. It's a really big message. I mean, Are we starting to see the end of the English dominance of the world scene? And you know what? You say English dominance, but there's only been 2 Champions Leagues, isn't there? Liverpool and Chelsea in the last 5 years. So I think we should have won more Champions Leagues, but Nunez beats his man and then beats himself. Barca are winning. We've got 4, by the way. Well, Man City are always going to be a good team, but they just can't win the bloody thing, can they? So you're never going to dominate if you're relying on Man City because they can't win the Champions League. Lewandowski scored again. As Gino says, what dominance? Exactly. I think unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, I think the Premier League is the best league in the world, and therefore, if it's the best league in the world, we've got the best teams in the world, but it hasn't transformed into the dominance of the Champions League you would expect. Napoli on the attack again here. Shoots just wide. But maybe the Premier League is going to lose its place as being the best, having the best teams in the world. I mean, if you look at the last 5 years, Real Madrid, Liverpool, English Premier League team in the final. Year before that, Chelsea, Man City, 2 Premier League teams in the final. Year before that, Bayern, PSG, none. Year before that, Liverpool, Spurs, 2 English teams in the final. Year before that, Real Madrid, Liverpool. So in the last 5 years, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the 10 finalists in the last 5 years have been Premier League sides. But we've only won 2. Whereas in the previous 5 years, none of the finalists were Premier League sides. So you can definitely see the pattern that the Premier League is the #1 league in the world, but is that about to change? Lozano fell off massively in the past couple of years. I remember when we all wanted him at United, says Shan, and there was never that English dominance really. There was one for Spain, but yeah, there was never an English dominance in Europe, says Antonio. Well, it hasn't transformed into cups, but you can't argue that the Premier League's not been the best league in Europe for the last 5 years because, as I say, 6 of the last 10 finalists have been Premier League sides. But you got to win it. I agree, you got to win it. It's interesting actually because probably maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I was talking about Lozano coming to United when he was in Mexico, and I was talking about Fabinho coming to United from Monaco. And here they are on the same team, and neither of them have played for United. Still 20 minutes to go. I don't think there's a way back for Liverpool, but there might be a way back to some level of respectability. Second half, it's 1-1. Obviously, first half, 3-0 Napoli. Here's Nunez down the left-hand side. Needs a bit of support. Loses the ball too easily there. The only 2 Premier League teams that have won in the last 5 years is when both teams were Premier League teams in the final. Well, what's that got to do with the price of bread, Antonio? I don't know what your point is. It's not the Premier League's fault that they had 2 finalists. Spurs still 0-0, playing against 10 men for about the last 20 minutes. Do you think Klopp's fell out of love with the game? No. Just signed a new deal, hasn't he? I've said it a few times this season about Liverpool. I think there's definitely a drop off in their intensity. Their players are not as pressing as they were last year, and I think there's still a hangover from last year as well, where they could have won a quadruple and ended up with no Champions League and no Premier League. So, you know, maybe they've got a hangover still. And whilst they're in a crisis, Almaz is coming on. I remember him from my FIFA career mode years ago. Whilst Liverpool are in a crisis, it can change very quickly for Liverpool. But they've got to climb out of this crisis quite quickly. We were talking about what their next fixtures are. And they've got Wolves at home at the weekend. Then they play... Who did they play after that? They've got Wolves at home at the weekend. And then they're playing... Oh, there's 2 Friday games next week. Villa, Southampton and Forest Fulham next Friday at 8 o'clock. That's weird. Chelsea. Fucking hell. They've got Wolves and then Chelsea in the next 2 games. Stamford Bridge. And then they've got Brighton. And then they've got Arsenal. So, yeah, they've got to start picking up some results. Spurs have scored. Let's watch it back. Cross comes in. Free header. And it's Richarlison who makes it 1-0 to Spurs. And that will probably get them the result now. Probably all comes down to the fact that they're playing against 10 men because Marseille can't mark everybody up here. And Richarlison ends up free and unmarked just outside the 6-yard box as the cross comes in. Not a lot the keeper can do. He's very happy. It's probably his first Champions League goal, isn't it? Is it Perisic who put the cross in? I think it is Perisic. Yeah, lovely cross. Richarlison's the spare man. Yeah, Perisic with the cross. What a signing he's been. And the new signings combine. And it's 1-0 to Spurs. Still 4-1 Liverpool. Spurs getting the job done again though, aren't they? How many times this season people are saying Spurs are boring and this, that and the other. But I tell you what, they've not lost. They keep grinding out the results. Got an injury here to the Napoli keeper. Osman. He's not on the pitch. He stood on the side. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. I've got a bit of a break in the play. We're 10 subscribers away from 759,000. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Thanks for tuning in. Lewandowski hat-trick, cannot wait for Barca Bayern, says James Lloyd. Yeah, I was just going to go through that actually, because I've just gone through Liverpool's next few fixtures, but I'm not aware of what the next Champions League fixtures are, because obviously we're doing the watch-alongs for it, but I'm not aware of what the next game week fixtures are. So it's literally next week. Next Tuesday, Liverpool play Ajax at 8 o'clock. We'll do that as a watch-along because that's going to be massive. And Bayern Munich play Barcelona. So next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock is going to be fantastic because we'll do Bayern, Barcelona and Liverpool Ajax at 8 o'clock. Spurs are away in Portugal at 5:45, so we don't need to keep an eye on that. So Bayern Munich and Barcelona next week at 8 o'clock and Liverpool Ajax at Anfield. So that'll be a good one. Wednesday night, Chelsea, Salzburg and Man City, Dortmund. Haaland against his old club. So we'll cover those for you there as well. And then into October, because then there's the international break, isn't there? Liverpool play Rangers on Tuesday the 4th at Anfield, which I think they'll win. But Bayern interplay Barca there. And then, yeah, so, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Leverha. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right hand corner. 1-0 to Spurs with 10 minutes to go. But the big story of the night, and probably the big story of the Champions League first game week, is Napoli 4-1 up against Liverpool. The finalists, the losing finalists to Real Madrid a few months ago, are losing 4-1 in their opening Champions League fixture against Italian outfit Napoli, who've been largely fantastic. Currently second in Serie A and beating one of the better teams in Europe 4-1 comprehensively here. I think we've got another Spurs goal coming in as well. I've got a little bit of a delay on my Sky Go, so I think it's going to be another corner that he scores from. No, corner comes out. Yeah, very similar goal again. Richarlison. 2 goals. And I tell you what, he's making it hard not to pick him at the moment, isn't he? Richarlison with the header. I think it's Perisic again. Delightful cross and delightful header. 2-0 Spurs. Let's watch this back. Pretty sure it's Perisic. No, it can't be Perisic. It's not Perisic on the cross. Is it Kulusevski? Who puts the cross in that time? Is it Kane? No, who puts the cross in? Bentancur? Who put the cross in? Or was it Højbjerg? Oh, I can't tell. It's on a small screen. It's not Højbjerg. I don't think it was Højbjerg who put the cross in, was it? It was Højbjerg. Everyone in the chat says it was Højbjerg. Napoli are on the break here. 3v3. Nice ball. Good block by Van Dijk. Matip heads it back to keeper. Lovely header by Richarlison though. And Marseille have fought well, but they've been down for 10 men for most of this half. And it was a question of whether they could hold out against Spurs, and they've not been able to do it. Mark, have the inhalers finally run out for Liverpool, says Aram. Well, I don't know I don't know anything about that, so yeah, I'm not going to wrap myself up in litigation. Be an interesting game next week though, won't it? Liverpool against Ajax. Liverpool have to win that. If they were to lose to Ajax at Anfield, bloody hell, they'd be in big trouble. Welcome to the Europa, but I think Liverpool will kick in at some point, but they've got to get their best midfield out, and I don't know how they can construct a midfield. I can't believe they've left their midfield so shallow. Their best midfield is Henderson, Fabinho and Thiago, but one of them gets injured and your midfield's screwed. One of them's out of form and your midfield's screwed. Their backup midfielders are Carvalho, who's a new signing, Milner and Harvey Elliott. Or Curtis Jones when he's fit. It's just not, they've not got enough depth in the midfield. That midfield is their problem. Liverpool will Liverpool capitulate League and Europe and focus on a repeat of their League Cup success, says Cinnamonson. I think you're taking the piss. Oh, they've got Naby Keita as well, but... And they've got Arthur as well now. Yeah. They need that Arthur signing. I forgot about that. They need him to really be a good signing because their midfield is the problem. It really is, isn't it? But look, Liverpool. I'd be very, very surprised if Liverpool didn't make it through the group because remember Napoli and Ajax have got to play each other, and they'll probably just take points off each other. There could be 2 draws, etc. So. And Ibrox won't be easy for any of these teams. Napoli, I wouldn't be surprised if Rangers beat either Napoli, Ajax or Liverpool at Ibrox. So it's a tricky group, but you'd expect Liverpool's experience to get them through. Sorry if you've covered this, but do you think with the situation at Liverpool-Chelsea, our chances for top 4 has increased, says Shahin? Hey, mate, for United, it's early days. We're not... I said it before the season started, and I said it after Brentford. There's no chance of us getting top 4. There is a chance of us getting top 4 now, and that chance is because we've won our last 4 games, but also Liverpool and Chelsea, who I would think are nailed on for top 4 before the start of the season, are just not having a very good season so far, so that opens up a little bit of a gap. But Arsenal and Spurs have been quite consistent, so United have got a chance of top 4 when I didn't think there was much of a chance. So I would acknowledge that, but it's very early days, and I'd be very surprised if United at some point, didn't have a couple of bad results again, because we are a work in progress. And despite 4 really good results, I do believe that, the Leicester game and the Southampton games where we took 6 points, they were based on defence, really. They were not defence. They were based on defence. And at times Arsenal were better than us, but we were more clinical, and the same against Liverpool. So it's hard to predict what's going to happen with United, because are we going to keep getting better, or are we going to drop off again? So very early days with Manchester United. But they've got a 3v2 Napoli here. Good shot straight at keeper. I'm looking forward to Ajax against Liverpool next Tuesday. Yeah. Burton says everyone who watched Ajax tonight will know that Ajax will stand a big chance against Liverpool. Ben Keno, thank you. What do you think of Middlesbrough? I don't really know about the Championship. I've not really took any notice of it this year. How does Ajax lose half their team and their manager and still look like a great team? No close games this year, says Myron. Well, I was just going to have a quick look at the Ajax side, because they're basically going through a rebuild, aren't they, again? But their starting lineup tonight was Pasveer, Wrench, Timber, Bassi, Blind, Berghaus, Alvarez, Taylor, Tadic, Kudos, Bergwijn. So, yeah, lots and lots of changes. Brobby, Ocampos, Klassen, Sanchez, Bass, Grilch. Just going through their bench. But that's what Ajax do. They evolve. Don't they? They evolve. Reading are a third in the league at the moment. Sheffield United are top of the Championship. Norwich second. Reading third. I mean, looking at the Championship, I think Sheffield United, Norwich and Burnley will get promoted. Or Watford, which is, they're all teams with parachute payments, aren't they, again? Middlesbrough are bottom half of the table at the moment, mate. Liverpool into Trent. Corner to Liverpool. Edge of the box. Good block. Oh, we're nearly over here. Sean Turner says, I'm praying this is the start of Liverpool's bubble bursting, ageing team. Klopp is known for a poor 7th season. Bin dippers, says Sean Turner. People were laughing at Barca for buying a 34-year-old striker. They forgot it was Lewandowski and not some random player. Great start for him, says Barnes. I don't know anybody who was mocking Barcelona for signing Lewandowski. I mean, Man United bought a 36-year-old Ronaldo and he scored 18 Premier League goals. Benzema's well into his 30s. Lewandowski's 34. If Ronaldo can score 18 goals in the Premier League at 36, then Lewandowski can score plenty more goals at the age he's at. It's a shame these players have to get old, but they're not done yet. Spurs are into stoppage time, 2-0. They're going to win there. And we're into stoppage time here in Italy. And Liverpool were going to lose this at half-time. It was just by how many? They've been better in the second half, but 4-1 will be the score. And it's a big wake-up call for Liverpool. Again, a bit off topic here, but seeing as you're a former policeman, I think you would love streaming the game L.A. Noire from the creators of GTA 5. I know, Magnus, but I don't want to do games that no one watches. So I try and do stuff that's popular. Mourinho is having a terrible start this season, says Leo. I know I expected Roma to do better this season, actually. Got to be honest. I mean, if you look at that Roma... If you look at Roma so far this season, lost 4-0 to Udinese on Sunday. I mean, they're not doing too bad, Roma. They're in 5th place. They're 3 points off the top. So it's not a terrible start. The result at the weekend was terrible. I'll give you that. But it's not a terrible start for Roma. But they did get smashed by Udinese. I'm just looking at his team. Patricio, Ibanez, Smalling, Mancini, Karsdorp, Cristante, Matic, Spinazzola, Pellegrini, Dybala, Tammy Abraham. It's a better team than last year. It's got Belotti there as well. He's got a much better team. But to be fair, Serie A is really, really interesting this year. It's a very competitive league, and I keep meaning to try and watch more of it, but I know it's early days, but are you glad we didn't spend 90 million on Nunez, thinking we can get a lot better for that price, although not with the Glazers, says Aaron? I still think Nunez is a good player, but I mean, there must be a bit of an issue because Klopp's not necessarily started him much, is he? But I still think Nunez will score a lot of goals for Liverpool. Klopp out, Gerrard in, says Jatura. Have you seen how crap Gerrard's doing at Villa, though? I mean, a point over Man City is not really... It's not a rescue, is it? I mean, it's a massive game on... I don't know when it's being played, actually, but it's a massive game between Leicester and Gerrard at the weekend. I mean, it could almost be the sack race. It's 3 o'clock on Saturday. Leicester at home to Villa. If Leicester lose that, I think Rodgers is gone. Like, you can't have 1 point. You can't have 1 point from the first 7 games. But if Villa were to lose that, they've got 4 points. So that could be a massive. I mean, if it's a draw, it matters not, but that could be a massive game. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. Napoli have won a late corner here. Really enjoyed the stream tonight, by the way. Good to be back doing Champions League watch-alongs. Obviously got 2 Premier League games on the weekend. We're going to do Fulham against Chelsea, Saturday lunchtime. Could be Chelsea's manager's new first game. And then obviously got Man City Spurs at 5:30 on Saturday. So make sure you get involved. Always lots of topical stuff as well. We've done videos today on Tuchel being sacked and on Potter being the favourite to get the new Chelsea job. Apparently I'm delusional for thinking Nunez isn't crap. I'd still take Nunez at Man United. And I think, I know that Ten Hag wanted Nunez, but he chose Liverpool. So it was certainly a manager that a player that Ten Hag was looking at. But look, thanks everyone for watching. There's lots of content on the United Stand if you want to check that out as well. And thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a fantastic evening. Won't be a fantastic evening for Liverpool, but Napoli, really, really good result. And I'll speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.